Jake here for Extreme Terrain, and in this video we're taking a look at the Morimoto XB LED headlights with amber daytime running lights, black housings, and clear lenses fitting 2021 and newer Broncos. If you're looking for the ultimate upgrade to your Broncos headlights, look no further than the XBs from Morimoto. These combine all of the best tech in a sleek, stylish, and unique package that's going to turn heads and show the road ahead in the best possible light. When it comes to automotive lighting, you really can't go wrong with anything that Morimoto sells. They spend a lot of time and effort developing their products, and it shows from the moment you take them out of the box. I'm always excited when I get to handle a set of these because frankly, they're always impressive. And the XB series headlights in particular are standouts in their category for construction and especially for their lighting output. Now the first thing you're going to notice though here is the design. While the shape is of course similar to your OEM headlights, the execution is quite different. These take some inspiration from both the latest gen Ford GT and also from the Bronco Raptor with the amber accents around the main projector here. So there are these four small rectangular LEDs surrounding that main projector, and those are going to function as your running lights and combined with the LED strips here on the outside that jut into the grille as well. Now these strips also function as your turn signals, and they can be set to run in the standard full on, full off mode or as a sequential signal. So you can switch them up should you want to change it up if the mood strikes you. It gives these a little bit of extra visual interest. Speaking of which, behind the main projector, you also get some more softer amber illumination. It gives a little bit more depth to the light design itself, and I think it just frankly looks cool. Now that's all well and good, but the big ticket item here are of course the LED main beam projectors. So these are going to put out a lot more light than your factory setup. They put out about 91% more in just the low beams than your factory lights do. Now these projectors do pull double duty as both your low and high beams, and they provide you with a clean, crisp white light to cast way down the road. So it's going to light up a lot more of the environment for you, making it both easier and safer for you to drive at night, on top of them just looking pretty darn cool in the daytime. Now these are also still fully compliant, as with all the XB series lights that Morimoto sells. So they're going to meet or exceed all SAE, DOT, and FMV SS108 standards, which means they also have integrated adjusters on the back to get everything aimed properly. Construction here is also first rate, as you might expect. So you get ABS plastic comprising the housings with a polycarbonate lens over top. Now those lenses also feature a UV coating to prevent fading, cracking, and yellowing. And with the black housings and all those LEDs inside, these just look and perform great, and they should continue to do so for years to come. The main beams use Morimoto's proprietary Korea Optic Bi LEDs with Osram 5000K LEDs for the rest of the LED strips. And again, these are going to be super bright and last you a long time. Now you also get die-cast aluminum heat sinks on the inside of the housings, and everything comes pretty much wired up and ready to go, making these essentially a plug-and-play setup with no hyper-flashing, flickering, or error codes, or even radio interference. However, as you might expect, given all of what we just discussed, these don't come cheap. The set is going to run you about $1,500, and that does make them one of the most expensive in the category. But as with many things, you do get what you pay for here, and the quality, the functionality, and the lighting output I think really speak for themselves. This is a really well integrated design, and everything is going to work exactly as intended right out of the box. So while they are expensive, you're getting a great package, which in my book makes them a pretty good value for your money. Installation is going to get an easy 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and they should only take you about an hour to complete. Now, like we were talking about a moment ago, these are designed to be plug and play right out of the box. Now, you don't have to do any wiring, but you are going to have to plug some stuff in, including this inline fuse tap that's already set, but everything is already covered up. You are going to have to run a power and ground wire, but everything is ready to go. Basically, this is just going to go right on your battery cable with the inline fuse, and it's going to plug right in, making this a really simple setup. No fancy wiring or anything like that. Just need to get your old lights out, plug some stuff in, and you're ready to roll. And to show you exactly what's involved now, let's head on over to the install bay.
For this install, you will need an impact, a ratchet, small extension, 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter if necessary, 8mm swivel socket, 10mm socket, clip removal tool, needle nose pliers, and some tape. What's up guys, today we're going to be installing some headlights on our Bronco, so let's get started. All right guys, so now we're ready to go ahead and start uninstalling our factory setup. So our first step is going to be to remove our upper radiator shroud right here. And it's held in by these plastic push pins across the top of it. So we'll grab our clip removal tool and we'll start getting these out. Now if you don't have a clip removal tool while doing this, you can use a flathead screwdriver. You just want to be careful not to break any of your clips. We'll also need to remove this one for our intake funnel here. Pop that one out. Once we have all of our clips out, we can go ahead and remove our shroud. So in order to not disturb our portion of our intake there, we'll kind of grab it from the front. Just kind of work it out. Sometimes that will pop off. We can go ahead and set this aside. Next, we got to remove our 4 10mm screws holding the top of our grill in place. So we'll grab our 10mm socket on our impact and run these off. So once we have our grill out of position, we can disconnect our camera and our washer nozzle here. So we'll go ahead, pop our camera off. Now you will have some washer fluid come out of this hose here when you disconnect it. It's okay. You just push in on this clip here, pop that off. We can go ahead and pull our grill off. Now to prevent some excess washer fluid from coming down all over our headlights and everything else, I'm going to grab a little bit of tape and just put that over our exposed portion of our hose here. Now this isn't going to be fully waterproof or anything unless you want to put like a boot over it, but that's just going to help alleviate some of the fluid from coming out. So now we can go ahead and begin removing our headlights, and they have these little locator pins up at the back here. We'll grab our clip removal tool first, pop these out. Just pop that off. Then we'll grab our 10mm socket and our impact and go ahead and run our 2 top mounting bolts off. So in order to get to your 8mm bottom mounting bolt here, we're going to have to just kind of pop loose our fender flare just so it has enough room. And then we're going to pull our trim piece out. It just pops away like that. Now we can access our 8mm bolt. Now we're going to use an 8mm swivel socket and extension on our impact to go ahead and run this off. Now we can go ahead and remove our headlight. Go ahead and pop this off, just like so. Once you've got it out, you can go ahead and grab onto your connector. And now we'll go ahead and push in on our release tab here, unplug our headlight, set it aside. And now once you've got this all done for this side, you can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side. All right guys, so we have a little bit of wiring to do before we can install our headlights, just to make sure all of our functions are going to work and our headlights are going to be properly wired up and fit. So we're going to start here at our fuse box. We'll go ahead and remove that. Just pop our 3 locking tabs off. Go ahead and set our cover aside for now. So we're going to need to remove this 10 amp fuse. This is fuse number 24 for our DRL harness. So we're going to grab our needle nose pliers. If you have a fuse puller, you can use that too. We'll go ahead and remove this fuse and set it aside. So in its place, we're going to grab our provided DRL harness with the fuse tap on the end with 2 provided 10 amp fuses. We're going to go ahead and insert that in its place, just like so. Make sure it's nice and seated. We're going to run our wire over to the side here. And then we can reinstall our fuse panel cover. Now you can notch this if you'd like. It's not completely necessary though. Go ahead and get this back in place. So now we have a shorter and a longer connector. Our longer connector is going to go over to our passenger side. We'll get that sorted. Our shorter one is going to come through here to our driver's side. So we can reach right next to our battery here. Get that connector out into our headlight area so we can install that. And then we have our passenger side going over to our other headlight. Next we have our bridging harness here, and one side is going to have a single connector, the other side is going to have two connectors. This two connector side is again going to be for our driver's side. So we can get that in place, and we can set this over towards our passenger side on the single connector. And we're also going to run this through to our headlight area. Everything's nice and accessible. Next we're going to have to connect to our battery for our power harness. So go ahead and open up our positive cover here. We'll select one of our terminals. We'll grab our 10 mil socket on our ratchet. Go ahead and pop this off. We'll go ahead and install our positive terminal here. Reinstall our nut. Go ahead and tighten that back down. Now we'll do the same thing for our negative terminal. Get this installed. Reinstall our nut. And tighten it back down. We'll close our cover up. Now we can again run this down through to our driver's side headlight area. Now we have everything ready to plug into our new headlights. Now we can begin connecting all of our harnesses. So match up our connectors here. That white power one. Driver's side bridge harness. Followed by our DRL. Main headlight connector here. And lastly, the other side of our bridge harness. Put that in. Now once we have all these installed, we can go ahead and get our headlights set into place. I want to make sure we don't pinch any of our wires here. So we get our bottom mounting point behind our trim panel here. Make sure all this goes in. Set everything in place. Then we can start bolting it back in. So now we'll start by reinstalling our little locator tab here. So we'll just push that in. And we'll get our 10mm bolts here up top started. We'll get our silver one in place right here. Then we'll get our 8mm one in down bottom. Now again, we'll grab our 8mm swivel socket and extension on our impact and start tightening these down. Now we'll use our 10mm to tighten down our top two bolts. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our trim panel. Get that up into position here. So now once you've completed this process for this headlight, you can go ahead and repeat the same steps for the other headlight. Just remember there's going to be less connectors on that side, so just match them up as well, and you'll be good to go. So once we have both of our headlights on, we can go ahead and reinstall our grille. Make sure to keep our connectors up out of the way here. We can line our grille back up with its mounting points. We'll give it a little push on its sides and bottoms here back into the clips. And we'll go ahead and establish our connections. So we'll get our front facing camera reconnected. And we can remove the tape from our washer hose. Again, if you have a boot to stick over it, that's cool. A little bit of tape is just going to help from it spilling everywhere. Once we get our tape off, we'll just go ahead and push that nozzle right back in. Clip that back in like so. Tuck that back down. So now we can go ahead and reinstall our 4 mounting screws for our grill. Get those back into place here. And we'll come through and tighten those down with our 10mm socket on our impact. So now as far as your wiring for your headlights goes, you can kind of really clean this up however you see fit to make it your own. You just want to make sure you keep it out of the way of your fan or your belt, any rotating or really hot parts that damage any of your harnesses or any of your components in your engine bay. For demonstration purposes, we just have ours running across the top here, just kind of out of the way, but you can feel free to, again, make this your own, clean it up however you'd like. So now we can go ahead and reinstall our shroud. So again, we're going to get this tucked back under our intake tube here. Just work that under like so. That's set back into place like that. Make sure everything's nice and seated. Then we can go ahead and reinstall all of our push pin clips here. We'll start with our intake. Work our way out.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Morimoto XB LED headlights with amber daytime running lights, black housings, and clear lenses, fitting 2021 and newer Broncos. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things Bronco, be sure to keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.